G'day everybody, welcome to Pints with Aquinas. My name is Matt Fradd, and today I want to share with you my 3 most cringeworthy post-conversion moments.
This is the worst.
I shared this with my local supporters the other day, and it was kind of fun. I felt embarrassed sharing this with people. So, first of all, I think it's okay to be so in love with Jesus, especially in that kind of beginning stage where you lack prudence. It's kind of like when you fall in love with someone and you want to tell everyone about them, like Susie's the best. And the other people are like, I'm sure she is, but just, don't have to be a spaz about it. I think it's okay to be imprudent. And I think like when you're young and full of energy, it's sort of expected. So I'm not putting too much crap on myself for it, but these are extraordinarily cringy. So I was 17 years old. I was an agnostic because atheism was not yet a cool way of showing that you were intelligent or more intelligent. So I thought, well, agnostic because, that sounds spiritual or something. So I go over to World Youth Day in Rome. You may have heard the story. I come back a full-fledged Christian. I really went from God doesn't exist to holy mackerel.
Holy mackerel.
God exists. Jesus Christ is who he claimed to be. The Catholics are right. I want to do nothing else but think about our blessed Lord and talk about him forever. So I was in my senior year of high school. Let's think, what's the first cringy thing that I did? These are actually really embarrassing to share. As I'm thinking about them, I'm like, ugh, don't do that. All right, here's the first one. So I was really big into heavy metal as a teenager, and I still listen to heavy metal if I'm working out, but I was into metal that was bordering on the anti-Christian. So when I came back from Rome, I took this gigantic garden table. No, it wasn't gigantic. It was just very heavy. It wasn't gigantic. It was a heavy garden table. Put it in my room. Put a gigantic painting of our Lord crowned with thorns on it. There was candles in front. I would pray in front of it all the time. Freak my parents out. Interestingly enough, I think my parents were okay with the death metal, but it's a bit weird that you are continually praying and you have gallons of holy water on your table. So what I did was I must have got a cut on my arm once, and I had this idea. I had a diary. You can react to this because you're going to hate it. I took one of these death metal, slightly anti-Christian CDs, and I snapped it in half. I glued it into my diary, and with my own blood wrote, "Lead us not into temptation."
Are we cringing yet?
That was the first thing I did.
What?
Yeah.
I hate all of that.
Yeah, that's what I did. Woo! Then I just burnt a bunch of my books and all of the anti stuff and
Burning books is cool.
cutting yourself and writing that. I didn't cut myself intentionally. It wasn't like I'm going to cut my. It was just like anyway. That's the first cringy thing that I did. This goes in order. So the third one
what
is
did you use to write in blood? Sorry,
just my finger. Lead us not into temptation. So it was like a big page. It was my fat fingers.
Okay,
were writing.
It must have been a lot of blood. You probably should have seen somebody.
You probably should have seen it. Yes, I probably should have, but I didn't. All right, so that's the first thing I did. Second cringy thing I did was I was asked to be like a bartender at this club in my small town of Port Pirie. It wasn't a club. It was, well, it doesn't matter. The music was pumping, the drinks were flowing. I wasn't making any fancy drinks, but I was given beer, given different things, and people were all hanging out and dancing and stuff like this. And this woman, young, beautiful woman, came up to me and we started talking, and she shared with me that she would want to engage in certain activities, which has never happened to me before and since. And I was very tempted by that, and I had this moment of grace. You still listening? Because this is pretty bad. I had this moment of grace where I'm like, I can't live the way I used to live. And so I basically told her to go home or go away, something like that, which I should have probably said a little nicer, but and I just had this kind of just this infusion of joy, Christ is my love, he's my joy, he's my hope. I don't want to go back to the sewer. I don't want to live there anymore. It promises gold and it gives you poo. Not interested. So in that moment of just joy, here's what I did. I went up, so it wasn't a DJ, it was actually just this big stereo system with speakers everywhere. I clicked pause And everyone's dancing and everyone stopped because it was very jarring to have everything go silent. And I yelled, I love Jesus.
See, this
and I
is
click
why
play again. This isn't the worst. We have one more.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
This is why people think Christians are weird.
I want to tell you about a course that I have created for men to overcome pornography. It is called strive21.com/Matt. You go there right now, or if you text STRIVE to 66866, we'll send you the link. It's 100% free, and it's a course I've created to help men, to give them the tools to overcome pornography. Usually men know that porn is wrong. They don't need me or you to convince them that it's wrong. What they need is a battle plan to get out. And so I've distilled all that I've learned over the last 15 or so years as I've been talking and writing on this topic into this one course. Think of it as if you and I could have a coffee over the next 21 days and I would kind of guide you along this journey. That's basically what this is. It's incredibly well produced. We had a whole camera crew come and film this. And I think it'll be a real help to you. And it's also not an isolated course that you go through on your own, because literally tens of thousands of men have now gone through this course. And as you go through the different videos, there's comments from men all around the world encouraging each other, offering to be each other's accountability partners and things like that. Strive21, that's strive21.com/Matt, or as I say, text STRIVE to 66866 to get started today. You won't regret it. Oh, it's about
Matt
to
Fradd
get
is the reason
so
people think
weird. The next one, you won't believe it. Before I do that, we are now at 430,000 subscribers.
for almost 435.
That's ridiculous. We just
I don't
hit
think I've
400
told you this
5
yet,
minutes
so I'm
ago.
going to tell you on camera.
Do it.
When I joined
Yep.
in December
Is this like a
of
humble
2022,
brag? Is that what you're
no,
about to do? Okay.
I
Feels like
said
it.
to myself, I said,
self.
I want Pints with Aquinas to get to 500 in 18 months from when I joined.
And
Which, a couple months ago, I was like,
that didn't seem likely.
it didn't seem likely. But I was like, no, I set the goal and I want it to be the case. But I'm just going to keep grinding and doing what I can to do whatever I can get to get there.
Thank you.
And now it seems like
We
more
might get
likely
there.
than not that
That's
we will
crazy.
get 500 by June of next year.
We have to get you that trophy, by the way, the
Yeah,
100,000 trophy.
we can cut this
Yeah.
part out, but there's some stuff around that. But yes,
Okay, we
please
have to cut it
subscribe.
out. Please subscribe and click the bell button. The day that I beat Taylor Marshall is the day I'll quit.
Please don't.
So I won't quit. And good on Taylor Marshall, but I would like to keep going. So thanks so much. All right, here is the third cringy thing. So before I became a Christian, I was dating a girl and we were in an impure relationship. And I broke up with her, like several months before I went on this trip. When I came back from this trip, like uber Christian, I was having a party at my house. My parents were away. We had this big party, and her and I were sitting in my lounge room. You don't say lounge room in America, do you? Just
talking about the living room?
Yeah. We were sitting in my living room, and I must have tried to talk to her about Jesus. Because, like, sparks were, flying. I was like, she's a beautiful girl. I was very attracted to her. It felt like things were moving in that direction. But I couldn't stop talking about our Lord. So I must have mentioned him and tried to evangelize, And she laughed at me. And so I'm not pretending, this is not a good thing. I'm not saying I should have done. I punched, no, I didn't. Edit that out. No, don't.
Andrew Tate.
I'm top G.
Here's what no. So what I did was, are you ready? I looked at her and she's not even a Catholic. She doesn't know what the creed is. I recited the creed at her triumphantly.
So you tried to riz a girl up with the creed.
No, I was done with her at that point. I told her about Jesus and she laughed at it. And I said, I believe in God, the Father Almighty. And at that point, she's like, what creator of heaven and earth, of all things, visible and invisible. The entire creed. And at this point, she's very scared, as she should have been. And then, here's the cringiest bit. I stood up and went, and I hope you find him too. And I walked out.
That actually happened. Of course it happened. I think this.
Of my own house, you understand. I wasn't somewhere else and left her. I left her in my living room and went back to the party. And this poor girl, if you're watching, I'm so sorry I did this to you. I mean, I don't know what she was thinking. Probably that I was
think that's
mental.
actually kind of cool. Honestly, that one's not that cringe. That one's
serious?
just like, if you laugh at Jesus and then you just recited the creed at her and we're like, later.
That'll do. I recited the creed at her, not with her. Not, here's what I'd like to do, just like with aggression. And I stood up and I left. The poor thing, she had to leave. Like she had to come back into the party. Probably had to say goodbye. Those are the three cringiest post-conversion moments. I could probably think of way more. And if I spoke to my parents, they could say, yes, there's definitely more. My friends would say that too. But those are my three. If you've had a conversion to Jesus Christ and you have evangelized imprudently, what I mean by that is in a way that really wasn't going to help anybody, please let us know in the comments section below.